We have a significant new development in the redistricting fight out of Texas. Specifically, Attorney General Ken Paxton filed an emergency motion asking a court to jail Beto O'Rourke because of his fundraising activities, his and his organization Powered by the People. He has been out there speaking out on behalf of the Democrats who have left the state in order to break quorum, in order to stop the blatant redistricting power grab that Abbott is doing at the direction of dear leader Trump. Well, Paxton wants to shut this down because Beto O'Rourke, as we know, is a strong fighter for Democrats in Texas, and his organization is a big voter registration organization there as well. My name is Dina Doll with the MeidasTouch Network. Let's break this down. So Paxton goes in and files this emergency motion saying that Beto O'Rourke, empowered by the people, violated a court's earlier temporary restraining order. So the earlier restraining order, Ken Paxton went to court. He happened to find a friendly judge, and a judge who was a Republican elected judge appointed by Abbott, who had gone along with his argument and said that any payment by Beto O'Rourke or Powered by the People to pay the travel expenses of these Democrats who have left the state would be a violation of their campaign finance laws because they are personal expenses and not political expenses. And so the judge went ahead and issued this TRO telling Beto O'Rourke and Powered by the People that you cannot fundraise for these personal expenses or pay for these personal expenses. Now, I believe there's even a question of whether or not that is true. You can argue that this is not a personal expense. It's not like they're going on vacation. They're literally doing something in act of furthering what their constituents want. Their constituents have been very vocal that they don't want this redistricting to happen. And this is the only way to stop it. So you can make a very strong argument in court that this would be possible to pay these expenses. But even assuming this judge were to get affirmed, first of all, this is just a TRO. The actual hearing on this isn't even until next week. But even at this stage, this TRO stage, where the judge says, okay, you can't pay the personal expenses, you can't fundraise just on this, Beto O'Rourke goes and does a rally, and he talks about how we need to have the backs of these Democratic officials. And he fundraises, and Ken Paxton cites this, and he puts this in a filing and says, this is a violation of the TRO, and judge, you need to jail Beto O'Rourke because this is what Trump and MAGA do. They weaponize any power they have to stop dissent, to silence people, because that is how they win. They know they cannot actually win in Texas. So first, they're doing this blatant power grab of trying to redistrict. And then second, you're trying to silence dissent by trying to jail one of the most vocal Democrats in Texas against this power grab. And not only are they asking for him to be jailed, but literally saying in the motion, in this emergency motion, quote, the state requests defendant O'Rourke be confined to jail unless and until he demonstrates a willingness to abide by the court's orders pending the outcome of this lawsuit. Sounds to me like they're looking for an open-ending time frame for that jailing. An authoritarian move, this is what you do with dissent, is you jail them, you quiet them, you threaten them, you make it more difficult for them to speak out. Well, I've got the clip of Beto O'Rourke talking, the one that he's citing to in his filing. So take a listen to what Ken Paxton believed that he was saying too much. That Beto O'Rourke, who's just standing up for our democracy, but according to Ken Paxton, needed to be jailed for. Take a listen.
We want California and New Jersey and Illinois and Maryland and every other state where the Democrats hold the governor's mansion, the assembly, and the state senate to redraw their congressional districts now, not wait for Texas to move first, to maximize Democratic Party advantage. Listen, you may say to yourself, well, those aren't the rules. There are no refs in this game. Fuck the rules. We are going to win whatever it takes. We're going to take this to them in every way that we can.
You know you need to protect your skin from the sun, but what if you could protect it from things like collagen loss and inflammation, and even repair some of the damage you did when you were younger? The good news is that you can. Something I learned from my scientist friends at OneSkin. I've been using their whole line of mineral SPFs for the face, body, and lips lately. Not only do they protect your skin from UV damage now, they work at the cellular level to help repair the sun damage from your youth. My skin looks smoother, looks even, and the face SPF is super lightweight, breathable, and comes in tinted or untinted. The body SPF is water resistant and helps prevent collagen loss. And the new lip SPF hydrates instantly and is scientifically proven to keep your lips healthy and firm. The whole line is made with mineral, non-nano, zinc oxide, antioxidants like vitamin C, and the OS1 peptide. OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. By focusing on the cellular aspects of aging, OneSkin keeps your skin looking and acting younger for longer. For a limited time, you can try OneSkin with 15% off using code MISTRIAL at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code MISTRIAL. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. So if I get this straight, in Ken Paxton's world, saying that I have your back is essentially a crime, but Trump paying millions of dollars of legal fees out of campaign donations from his Save America PAC is somehow okay, because the whole idea of not using campaign money for personal expenses is something that Trump did many times regarding his litigation. He paid for his defense of his Jean Carroll defamation out of his campaign money. He paid for the Trump organization's fraud case out of his campaign money. Never mind his New York conviction. All of these clearly personal litigation paid for out of campaign money. But he got away with it, and Ken Paxtons of the world think that the rules don't apply to people like Trump, or frankly, even to himself, because as we know, he was indicted on bribery charges, ultimately cleared from the Texas Senate, but major questions about his own corruption. And yet still thinking that somehow, although the rules don't apply to dear leader, you are going to apply the rules in such a way as to silence a speech, a dissent, even when that person actually hasn't violated the law or actually hasn't violated a TRO. Well, we know this is not the only place that the Texas redistricting is. We know that they're trying to actually arrest the Democrats who have left. They're trying to get California to arrest anybody there. They're trying to get Illinois to arrest anybody there. Well, thankfully, Governor Pritzker of Illinois standing up for them and standing back and saying there is such a thing as laws, and I plan on following the law. Take a listen.
You know, the fact is that neither Texas nor the FBI at the federal level have the ability to arrest these Texas Democrats who are breaking quorum. They just don't. There is no legal precedent for that. There's no law on the books that would allow them to do that. You know, they're all allowed to visit Chicago or Illinois and take in the great view of our lake and our city and enjoy the great restaurants that we have, but they won't be taking anybody home with them or away from the state. We are protecting those Texas House Democrats, and they are protecting, frankly, the entire country.
In fact, Beto O'Rourke went ahead and circulated the clip of what he said at that rally so everybody could see and hear from themselves that he did not violate the law. And he went in that post and he said, he's lying about me to try to silence us. Here's the full clip. I mean, every word. We alerted the court that the AG's office blatantly lied in its filing. We're seeking maximum sanctions in response to his abuse of office, taking the fight directly to this corrupt, lying thug. And that's exactly how Democrats need to fight the hypocrisy, the somehow thinking the law has two different, methods, and you get to skirt it in one case and overuse it as a weapon in another, and it is not true. And so this is just the latest and what's happening out of Texas and that redistricting fight. If you have not yet free subscribed, be sure to do that, because we are updating you in all the many developments that are coming out of this very important fight for our democracy.
The truth is more important than ever. Check out our new Truth Over Lies collection at store.MeidasTouch.com. All 100% USA union made.